Feeling you, MP.
It's about game time. Bring the pain time.
Everyone, the NBA season starts today. We have made it. It is a holiday for everybody.
Oh, man, the offseason felt like forever. It was great to be back. Nothing like some games that count.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And recently, MP came out and stressed that he doesn't Knicks trail by 4. This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. It's the three-point bomb. And 7 a lucky number indeed for MP. 7 rings to his credit. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Hawks lead by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
72. Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot from the lead. They're measuring up the shot. Oh, someone left the window open. Give it up.
And we're going to take a moment to talk about something. I've been seeing Shaq's face everywhere lately. Kenny, do you think it's fair to say? And let's discuss the first half. So far, Atlanta's in a close one.
Yeah, they're going right at the defense, in a way, daring them to.
That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. We've got Williams, Jalen Brunson out there with MP. And it's Brown in at the shooting guard. That's the 5 for New York right now. The Hawks leading. 72-71. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed. The Knicks shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. They've got Jalen Johnson. He's out there with Newell. And
substitution on the court.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. From deep, the 3 is pure from MP.
I like the fact that this team continues to fight and have clawed themselves back into a point where they're in striking distance.
Okongwu throws it down. What an assist!
And they needed that. Their lead is getting smaller by the minute.
It's off. Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big mark. kicks, MP.
Still extremely early on, Grant. But talk about when coaches can tell if they've got it or not.
Well, unless you're a defending champion, a few games won't tell you much. What coaches are looking at now is how the players gel together and if they can produce consistent results.
And we've heard from MP himself how much a rivalry game means to him. He knows the history of this franchise as well as any of the diehard fans. Here's Maxwell. Trey Mann out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Cowens in it. What a performance for Darius Garland. He has been the story for Cleveland. 11 points in the quarter. He's on fire. We'll be back in a moment.
You look at New York. They should win this one. But we always talk about these trap games where a team comes in.
Now let's talk about the Cavs. They're in a close one through 2 quarters.
What's impressed me, Ernie, is the ball.
Appreciate you joining us.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. It's been a clinic out there by Darius Garland.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
On the floor. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul.
Substitution on the court.
Garland and Mitchell, the lethal backcourt pair. Then it's Moses Moody, then it's Jared Allen, and it's Azinge in at the 4. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavs. And the foul called on MP. And so he's picked up his final foul. So it's the Knicks who come out on top here. With the late victory, they upset.
Look out there, MP. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to... GA, I've heard coaches talk about slicing the NBA schedule into 10-game increments. Is that something that you recall when you played?
Well, keeping focus on portions of a long season can keep players focused, especially during road trips. Big goals are reached through small steps.
And as the conversations swirl around MP, one of those, of course, is how vocal MP has been. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. The close game so far for the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Knicks lead by 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
They've controlled the pace, and it's been fast. Getting out in the open court and scoring before the defense could get set.
Says the Jet. All right, fellas, time. Thanks for spending halftime.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
The Knicks making a switch here. Kessler's checked in. They've got Walker. The 76ers trail by 14. And for the 76ers, we've got Jared McCain. He's out there with Maggette, and it's Hernandez in at the
5. Substitution on the court.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth.
MP shooting with rhythm. This is why defenders have to be in his airspace.
76ers have gone 5 of 6. So no problem for New York as they get the win. They've won this game.
Good, MP?
Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. And you look at rookies coming in now versus decades past. Do they get more playing time right away nowadays, Tim?
I think it's fairly similar, BA, but I do think there's more scrutiny on these teams with these high picks, so they'll get an opportunity sooner rather than later. Back in the day, a lot of these guys stayed in school longer, so they may have been more NBA ready.
And when it comes to the rivalries this team has, MP made something very clear, that his goal was to beat each and every single one in his way.
You know, I got to give it to MP. Has he been perfect? No. Has he taken on the challenge and for the most part got the job done? Yes. Look, everyone loves the drama, the challenge that comes when you make a... On the court right now for the Knicks. Max Christie is out there with Avdia. Then it's MP. Then there's Jalen Brunson. And it's Shed in at the 2 spot. And so they foul intentionally. It's been all about Jalen Brunson for the Knicks. Absolutely carrying the offense. He ends the quarter with 14.
We'll be right back with you shortly.
This is some retro hoops, pounding the ball inside with intent. Man, I know you love this big fella. No need.
And now let's take a glimpse at some of the games. Glad you could join us.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Jalen Brunson in this game, he's been everywhere.
Hey, we didn't expect this. Not normally a big-time assist maker. He's done a great job moving the ball around.
Well, this is a nice adjustment, running.
So on the floor for the Knicks, they've got Williams, Denny Avdia out there with MP, and it's Brown in at the 2-guard spot.
What I love about MP there, he was shot ready.
Timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Darko Rajakovic said to the team. Coach wanted his guys to ignore the scoreboard. He said, don't even look at the numbers. Just take it possession by possession. Make every chance count.
And so New York takes this one by a big margin.
Get after it, MP.
In this matchup, always Clark seems to produce some fireworks.
Well, again, when conference opponents are this familiar, Kevin, things tend to get ramped up, heated up, intensified, if you will.
Well, we continue to monitor how this team fares against their rivals. You might remember MP has made it his mission to beat every rival team that crosses his path.
Well, if you break down how
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. MP out there with Avdia. Then there's Christie. Then it's Williams. Hart, that's good.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sidelines.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Pacers was simply terrific. He ended up with 26 points and
for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Knicks out front. They lead by 4. They'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
And that game against the Hawks, this looks like a complete toss-up to me. Talent level is similar. These games often come.
Now let's change gears back to the New York Knicks, who find themselves in a tightly contested ball game.
Yeah, they're attacking the paint.
And that's a halftime.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, Jalen Brunson has been a... An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose? We've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. They've got Jaylen Brown. And Fernie Simons out there with Richardson. Then there's 8. And it's Williams at the 4. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. And the foul. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This
What's up, MP?
Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome. A lot of the talk coming in focused on the backcourts, Richard. Both teams have outstanding guard play.
And that means we should see some creative offense. I love skilled play at any position, but it's often the guards that will leave you speechless.
And we'll send you courtside for the record-breaking buzz on MP.
Thanks, guys. Well, he recently passed Karl Malone's scoring mark to become 3rd all-time on the career list. He told me, quote, "It's all about longevity. There are better scorers than me, but I've managed to stay on the court longer than most. Humble as always, guys."
That's right, and the durability is praiseworthy in itself. Knicks leading by 4. And for the Nets, we've got Wendell Carter, and it's Geiger in at the power forward position. To the inside, Carter, count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed pass.
Putting in work. Carter Jr. is a lunch pail guy who just goes about his business.
This is that modern big man play. Tall guys who are...
First half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Brooklyn out in front. They're up by 1. And we'll see you back here after the break. 3rd quarter action in just a bit.
Swerving off topic for a moment, I need you guys to weigh in on this. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, man.
And when we look at the first half for the Nets, a close contest so far.
They've been getting to the line a lot. I mean, fearless at the offense.
Glad you could join us.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. You look at Jalen Brunson in this game, he's been everywhere.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their...
And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for New York. And for Brooklyn. And it's Towns in at center, locking down the middle. Here's Woodson, and he commits the intentional foul.
5th personal foul. 1st team foul.
Here's Bellamy. Pass to Towns. And it's Towns with the power finish.
The B.A., when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice.
Oh, in today's game, making threes is a must. MP, he's dialed in.
And the foul called on MP. see Brooklyn get the win here. Boy, a hard...
Shaking MP.
Hey, safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up to my...
Attention, there is a 10-game win streak in progress.
If you play, then you lay right there by your own kind. Tell them run this back like so-so. Got this rap here in the chokehold.
Xander, are you ready?
Hey, I'm good. You got a fun theme for us? You got to finish the season strong.
Definitely. Start rolling. MP coming at you with a big announcement. There's more out of bounds coming your way, and you got...
Game time. Let's get it, MP.
This is a great East-West matchup, GA. These are big-time rivals.
There's no secret. This is a big one. The fans know it. The players know it. The fact that they don't play each other as often makes it even more intense.
And recently, MP came out and stressed that he doesn't take these rivalry games too lightly. Winning these games is a big-time priority for him.
And I like the fact that MP set this goal. Not only does it serve to light a fire under his teammates, it also connects him more deeply to the fans because we know how much they care about beating their rival.
And now the New York Knicks starters. We've got Luke. We've got Chet Holmgren. Topic is out there with Macy. Then it's Jordan. And it's Ross in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Pelicans really lit.
That'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Oklahoma City out in front, up by 4. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
Taking a look here at the Thunder, I mean, they've established themselves as a competitive team. They feel that they can get a win against...
And switching topics, what about OKC? It's been nip and tuck thus far.
Yeah, they're playing.
Thanks for joining us.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. What a game we're seeing from Denny Avdia.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
I have to love his tenacity. This guy stays in attack mode, makes defenders work, tries to keep them off balance.
Starting the second half, here's Ime Udoka's 5. They've got MP, Jalen Brunson out there with Williams, and it's Brown in at the 2-guard spot.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Brunson against Gilgeous-Alexander. And the foul called on MP. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. They didn't...
Welcome all. Thanks for tuning in. And Tim, on paper, this is a bit of a lopsided matchup, but nothing is a given in this league.
Yeah, B.A., that's for sure. The margin for error very slim in this league, and really all we're talking about on a given night is a different guy heating up to make this game much more competitive.
And we've heard from MP himself how much a rivalry game means to him. He knows. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for New York. 15-point game. A tough loss coming against San Antonio in their last game.
Yeah, they let that one slip through their fingers, and they just couldn't pull it together to fight off a big fourth-quarter comeback.
So here are the 5 for New York as they start the second. Avdia out there with Max Christie. Then it's MP. Then there's Jalen Brunson. And it's Shed in at the 2.
Oh, in today's game, making...
So it's the Philadelphia 76ers out in front by 19 going into the break. Their defense has forced a number of key turnovers, giving them a clear advantage on possession. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody.
I think we have a good idea of who's going to make it. But a couple of bubble dudes who have said they really want this either need to step.
And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the Philadelphia 76ers. Appreciate you joining us.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We've got Brandon Ingram, and it's Ramsey in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tuomas Isalo. And they go to the intentional foul. So on the floor for the Knicks. Williams is out there with Denny Avdia. Then it's MP, and it's Brown in at the 2.
What I love about MP there, he will...
Substitution on the court.
Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Fires the 3. The 3 ball is down.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
And the foul called on MP. And so it's the 76ers winning this one easily.
feeling you, MP.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, it's Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Allie LaForge will be bringing us updates from the sideline. And as the NBA season rolls on, GA, what's one of the biggest challenges this time of the schedule?
I'd say maintaining your level.
For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but what a tremendous effort, Kevin. I thought they were coming all the way back.
So it's the New York Knicks in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. Back right after this.
Fans, direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fans.
And thank you for...
Offense is clicking right now. They're playing high-quality ball, selfless. I'm surprised they're not up by more. That being said...
And we've got the playoff pick. And that is...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you, 2 quarters in the books. You know, Jalen Brunson has been exceptional here, guys. Wow.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
The Knicks leading by 17. And for the Raptors, we've got Walter. Bailey out there with Pascal Siakam. Then there's Dick.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key.
Rajakovic calls timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Back to Dick. And the foul called on MP. So no problem for New York as they get the win. They came...
Get after it, MP.
Stan, I know you love the numbers. What they're telling us tonight, these teams can shoot it.
Yeah, it's 2 of the best in the league from beyond the arc. They've got great spacing, and I like that they're always looking for a better shot on the perimeter.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly. The Knicks with the lead. We've got Denny Avdia. He's out there with Williams. Max Christie is out there with MP, and it's Shed in at the point guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
First team foul.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Milwaukee was outstanding. He contributed 31 points, and he made a significant contribution from beyond the arc, as usual, and he was huge for them in that one. Talking to his coaches pregame, they hope he can repeat that performance with another one here tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, Allie. Impressive ability to carry his team to victory, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., I was really impressed. They wouldn't have won the game if it wasn't for his attacking mindset and will to win.
Yeah.
So a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. New York out in front, up 5. And we'll be back right after this.
54.
This has certainly been an exciting one. Any thoughts, guys?
I like it. It keeps us engaged in the action. Less time to throw jabs at each other.
And circling back to the first half, things have not gone as planned for the Celtics.
Guys taking shots for.
Glad you could join us.
We've got second half. And so it's the Knicks who come out on top here.
Good game, MP.
Coming right up, the Knicks taking out. Now that we have over half of this season completed, Greg, what are you most interested in seeing moving forward?
I'm looking at which teams are going to make that playoff push, right? And which teams are content with slipping into the lottery. A lot will be determined over the next few weeks.
And so the timeout taken here by Ime Udoka. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Well, we continue to monitor how this team fares against their rival. You might remember MP has made it his mission to beat every rival team that crosses his path.
Well, if you break down how MP's team has done in these rivalry matchups, they've done a great job thus far. Give them credit for that. Some solid wins. With that said, I think MP doesn't expect to lose any of these. They can still be better.
A look at the Bulls starting lineup. Kobe White is out there with Harden. Then it's Jeremy Sohan. And it's Yang in at the 5. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Knicks lead by 3. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Well, the energy in their hometown is electric, man. You can tell these players are loving the positive attitudes.
And moving on, let's take... Thanks for joining us.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, Jalen Brunson has been exceptional here, guys.
Wow! Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure.
We've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Taking a look at the Bulls, we've got White. He's out there with Hardy. And it's Yang in at the center, filling out the middle.
And certainly
And so it's Chicago winning this one. They seem to
See ya, MP.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA preseason. We have two teams with very high hopes for the postseason. This should be a fantastic matchup.
You know, BA, I've had this one circled on my calendar. Both sides have talent. They're exciting. You know, it's the kind of game that could come down to the last shot. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Knicks leading by 5. Avdia out there with Max Christie. Then there's Jalen Brunson. Then it's MP. And it's Shed in at the 2 guard. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, BA, that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Wilson's checked in for MP. And with almost all of the season in the books, the power rankings can tell you. Through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. It's the Knicks leading by 1. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And we're going to take a moment to talk about something. I've been seeing Shaq's face everywhere lately. Kenny, do you think it's fair to say... Now let's change gears back to the New York Knicks, who find themselves in a tightly contested ball game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the fans are on.
And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And let's go to the sidelines for a report on Walker Kessler. What are they telling you, Allie?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for New York let me know the status, and the report isn't good. It's almost certain to be a broken wrist. And unfortunately, all signs point to a lengthy recovery time for him. Guys, it'll be a while before he's back on the floor.
All right, Allie, thanks. Appreciate the update. Unfortunately, that's not the news fans were hoping for.
Definitely not. Seems like he's got a long, tough road ahead of him.
And our hearts go out to him. The guy works so hard. His teammates love him. Coaches love him. He's going to be missed.
Kicking off the second half, here's Jordy Fernandez's 5. We've got Demon. Also... MP is out there with Deni Avdia. And it's Houston in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the...
Udoka has called timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Brooklyn has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the 4th quarter. And so it's the Knicks taking care of business in this one. This one with...